Yo, Triple Eight Mega Head Bad Deck Enthusiast, and today we have a video for you guys. Recently hit Master 1 with my favorite deck of all time. So in case you're unfamiliar, at the beginning of this month, I don't know, beginning of the month or whatever, this pack came out, Climax of the Showdown. Konami wants us to... Yeah, so there's some cool archetypes in this pack. Also, there's Dogmatica support, so let me know if you guys want to see that. We got Garura, we got Grand Guignol, Rimbrum. The branded Despia deck got in a whole bunch of support. This made the deck incredibly strong and possibly able to stand up to the tier limit 0 meta. So they also added a new rank, and we managed to hit Master 1 playing this deck, branded Despia. You guys, these are not Despia duels, but down here is when we hit Master 1, as you can see right about here-ish. And then we switched to some trash decks and started playing nonsense. But yeah, here's the deck list. I don't think it's anything too special. We were playing a lot more Bystials, but we cut down. I did pull a Royal Magnamut, so you guys can hate on that. But yeah, we're playing Bystial Lubellion at 2 because I like to have one in hand, and I also like to send one from the branded fusion because he also searches your other Bystials, and you kind of want to see them. Because my favorite play turn 1 is to go Rinbrum and Grand Guignol, and really that's it. Like, if I get anything else out of it, if they let me keep going, then of course I'll make full combo. But other than that, if I could just summon Rimbrum and set up Cartesia or Grand Guignol, then that's enough. You'll get Albion into the graveyard, you'll get into your branded Retribution to the graveyard, you'll get your Banishment set or your in red set. You have Despia access. If you don't have Despia access, then you want to make Lubellion to send Tragedy, you know, the old school play, get to your Chimera. Branded in white is also pretty good for summoning Chimera. That's just it. Don't play this card. It's funny. I laughed a little bit. That's it. Triple Allure of Darkness. Send the Mercurier. Banish it. Banish the Tragedy. Add your homies. Top off. It's that simple, honestly. This deck is so much fun. Super Poly going second helps you keep up with like Sprite. Sprite is it's like the worst matchup, honestly. They just have so much interruption and extending that you can't really keep up, and you're not allowed to even play your deck the way you want to. Makes it very tough. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys some replays where we had some cool duels going back and forth or whatever, or even just show you some combos with the new cards. Yeah, let's get to it. This first matchup is against Branded Tier, and we're going first. We have Chaos Space. We're not playing that anymore, but we were playing it back in our build of the deck. And that build of the deck made it to Diamond, not Diamond, it made it to Master 2, so it wasn't a bad build by no means. But I ended up cutting the Bystials, cutting some Bystials just to make sure the deck was consistent getting to Branded Fusion. So we're going to end here with 2 Super Polys, which isn't that good against Tier Limit, because if you fuse with the Tiers, graveyard, they'll just fuse again, and now you know. And Magnum is going to search Boldrake, which if it can banish Kit Kalos, is going to be very detrimental to our opponent. However, and we also find out he's on grass. Pretty good. Right away, grass. Bill, how many? 13 cards. Yeah, a Shuffler. Keto. Tragedy. Havness. Handling 5 by himself. What a you know, he's a party. Wants to play with. Anyway, so he called by the grave. He's gonna hit the Havness. Going to add Albert. To add the Crime. Bill 5. Add Shirin. Now he has Merly, Serenair, Shirin. And yeah, we have Boldrake. So we're going to hit the Merly. And that means that the Shirin's going to fuse, but Kit Kalos will then trigger the Boldrake to banish it. And now he's cut off from some of his fusions. So we tribute the Magnamut to banish the Kit Kalos. And you want to banish Kit Kalos because it cuts them off from Rule Kalos, it cuts them off from Dragostapelia, It only leaves them with Kaleido Heart if they have Rhino Heart access or Mud Dragon, which doesn't really do anything. That's what you want to do. Now he's going to go Sharon, Hellbeck. Alibur's going to get Branded Fusion. So now he has to play the branded part of his deck, which isn't as strong as the Tailorment part. Because when you know, it's not proportional. Into Albion. And he could have made Mirror Jade somewhere here, but I don't know why he didn't. We're going to go to Masquerade. And we're going to go to Super Poly. We're going to get rid of the Masquerade and the Havness, because he already triggered Havness this turn. Go into Dragostapelia. He's going to go into Snow. But because we fear Zeus and Baguska, we're going to negate the Snow, make it level 1. He's going to go branded in red now. Add Libitum. Fuse with the Lubellion into Dragostapelia, and then add Libitum can resummon the Lubellion. Too late for his Dragostapelia to do anything to us, so he's going to trade. Then we're going to come chump block minus 700, and then we take another 3650. But we have Super Poly, setting banishment, whatever. Cartesia in the end phase makes us able to use Super Poly. Really good. Now we're going to go into our Mud Dragon. Mud Dragon's going to be really good against Celiac, good against Jewel's Worm, because we can just make sure that the attribute lines up with our monsters, and then he can't touch them. Chaos Space will shuffle back into Rebellion, draw a card. Sirenair will then banish the Snow, but it doesn't work, so he's going to summon it, which is better. You want him to summon the Snow on your terms and not on his own. Now we're going to call Dark, not because Lubellions are dark, but because Mirror Jade is a dark. And we're probably going to end up summoning Mirror Jade here. Tragedy will then do his thing, get us a Dramaturge. And we're going to go Albion, because Albion can banish from the hand to Fuse, which will trigger the Dramaturge to summon. He's going to do some shuffle stuff, but... And we're going to make Quiritis, because all his monsters are not fusion monsters and they're in attack mode. Yeah, Quiritis is really good still. Lubellion comes out, then fake Lubellion comes out, who cares. Dramaturge negates the Snow, and we're going to clap you up in attack mode. GG, Tailorment. This deck honestly has a better matchup against Tailorment now. Our main concern is against Sprite, but Tailorment is fine. Speaking of Sprite, our next opponent's on Sprite, Melfi Sprite to be exact. Frogs and some whatever. Thank God Toad is banned. Our opponent's just popping off. We're going second. Our hand doesn't really look too good going second. Honestly, if this was all we had and we didn't draw, we probably would just straight up lose. But let's just fast forward and let him cook.
A few moments later.
So here's what we're dealing with here. Sprite Elf can summon a level link or rank 2 from the grave, which is usually a red or a carrot, negating a monster or a spell trap, respectively. IP Masquerena can quick link on my turn into Avramax, which can't be destroyed by card effects, can't be targeted, and forces me to attack into it. Belfie the Forest is just a negate on trigger, so it's kind of weird, but it does hit some cards. Sprite Sprint can bounce a card by detaching the Xyz material, pretty good. Caddy, when I summon or special summon or try to attack into it, will then bounce into the hand, add the penny, make a Herald of Arclight, Omni negate, and then also force my cards from the hand to go to the banish instead. And that's a lot. It's a lot to ask for without anything, but we draw into Cartesia. We're going to go Alibur, he's going to go Caddy. I think had he just left a red on the field or something, we probably would have lost right here. Because he didn't. I'm going to go into Carrot now, fearing Branded Fusion. Set up the Arclight. Friend will then bounce to Alba for what reason I don't know. But because we're going opening and he knows we have to get rid of a card, he's going to force the Herald of Arclight now, which plays into our advantage. We want our cards to get banished sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And Herald of Arclight will banish the Mercurial. Mercurial will get to add. We summon Dramaturge with the opening. Now we set the Retribution because we know that he has He's gonna banish our cards. Regain is really good here. Proskinian, you know, tragedy triggers. Gonna summon back his Arclight with the Proskinian. And we're just popping off now. We drawing a Branded Fusion. We got Ad Libitum. We're gonna go Branded Fusion now. He tries to Ash it, but we have the Arclight, so he can't do that. And he just got, you know, got outplayed. Going to Rimbrum now, which puts all his other extra deck monsters on notice. And Dramaturge will negate the carrot so that we can use spell traps. Gonna make all his attack position monsters small, but he has the Gamma Burst. I thought that was Smashers, so I was just trying to play enough for him to use the Smashers, but it wasn't. So we got punished here, also attacked into that for no reason twice. Yeah, we're gonna add back our Branded Fusion. We have decent follow-up. So at the end of our turn now, we have Rimbrum. If an extra deck monster activates, we can negate and bounce any monster in the field back to our hand, which will probably be Alibur in this case. Quiritis, any non-level 8 or higher fusion monster can go to 0. Dramaturge, any extra deck monster. Summon can get negated, so it's really good on your opponent's turn against monsters that activate on summon. So that plus Rimbrum makes it really hard for you to want to go in an extra deck. So I do think you should play Dramaturge. Right, blue is going to try to add a monster. Cartesia is going to put Masquerade on the field to put him on notice. Dramaturge comes back. I flip the Branded Beast. It doesn't do anything, so I don't know why he negated it. But maybe he just thought we had access to Bystials. And Dramaturge is back. Now he's getting taxed for his gonna go regain Rimbrum. Rimbrum back in the deck, draw a card. Proskinian tries to summon back the Arclight. Gonna just summon into Underworld Goddess to get rid of his own Arclight because he probably couldn't play with it there. And he's gonna try to negate our field, but we can target and negate him. So now he can make one more rank 2. It goes Onibimaru. The temporary banish Quiritis makes all his monsters 0 and then floats into Albaz, fusing with the negated Underworld Goddess to make our Mirror Jade, Onibimaru, and ending the game. So that's how I like to summon Mirror Jade. I like to summon it by using Albaz on my opponent's turn to get rid of his monster, and then use the Mirror Jade to banish to get rid of another monster. And then the Albion that we use to do the banish, or the Brigand, will get us follow-up or protection. But I kind of prefer to summon the Mirror Jade on my opponent's turn than on my own turn. So this next duel is up against Despia's favorite punching bag, Sword Soul. Our hand is Double Merc, Rebellion, Regain, Alibur. So with the hand that has Regained in it and Rebellion, and access to Branded Fusion, you don't mind banishing your Rebellion to draw a card. You can just do that. Regain will then shuffle it back in, draw a card. Magnum will add a Bystial in the end phase or a Dragon. We're going to go Lost, we're going to go Alibur, get Branded Fusion. Our opponent doesn't have Ash. We're going to make Albion, send in Rebellion back into the graveyard. The Fusion Summon, we're going to add Cartesia with the Lost. Rimbrum with the Mercury from the hand, searching Albion. Now with Albion, you can send whatever you want. You can send Albaz if you want a special Cartesia and then do a Fusion Summon. Send a Spell Trap if you have access to Saturnair. Then also send a Retribution and then add back the Spell Trap and play. Or you could just, send Brandon White for no reason to draw a card. He's going to try to banish our Rebellion, but we had double Mercurius, so we negate it. That's why I played 3. You want to negate, you also want to search. You want Mercuria to always be flowing in and out the deck. We're going to set Banishment. We have everything we would want. I don't know what our opponent can do here. Ashuna special summon into Monk. We're going to get rid of the Ashuna before he uses it, so that way he cannot special summon for the deck. Bernaz says bye. Gain shuffles it back in the deck, we draw a card. Could have been anything other than Tragedy, but whatever. Gonna go Long Yawn, pitching Protoss, and summoning Taya, so we know we're gonna see Protoss again. Emergence gets Taya. Magnamut tries to banish, but we're gonna have a big chain link. So let's see what happened here. So chain link 1, Regain, tries to special summon the Magnamut. He uses Chain Link 2, his Magnemite to activate, try to banish my Magnemite. Here we go, Branded Banishment, try to summon an Albion to confuse. Probably gonna make Masquerade, but it doesn't really matter. Or Quiritis. Chain Link 4, he's gonna go Cold by the Grave, targeting the Albion so we can't special summon it. And then it plays in reverse. We lose our Magnemite, we don't get the special summon, and he gets to play. He also banishes his Protoss. That he'll be trying to get it back with Adhara at some point. Sends Adhara, pops the Bystial Adhara, then links into Makotini, and then adds back the Protoss. But he's going to clear our field before he calls Dark, because if he doesn't, then he loses attack power with his Magnemite. Saranir will send Retribution. Gonna get hit with that Shaman. Add some follow-up to our hand. And Protoss is going to pop his Magnemite, preventing us from summoning Darks for the next. But the thing is we play quite a few light monsters in our extra deck. Proskinian is light. Is light. Bellion is light. And also... But yeah, Quiritis is also light. So we have quite a few light monsters. We can still play. We don't have to scoop. It's okay. We're on to Allure. But we're gonna go We're gonna go Albaz, fuse with the Protoss, make Blue Bellion, trigger the loss to add a Mercurial. Now we're gonna summon Quiritis from our banish pile Special Cartesia, which is also light. Now we're gonna banish the Tragedy. We're gonna get called by the Grave. We're gonna deal 4,000 damage here. We have a negate in our hand. We can still use the banishment. We're also going to summon Grand Wigno in main phase 2, sending Garura to draw a card. We get a Super Poly. Cartesia comes back. We're chilling. We're better than we ever were. It's like we didn't even get Protoss. Going to go Emergence into Taya. Taya will then get popped right away because we're going to summon Saranir, and then we're going to GG. Still punching on Sword Soul. So once again, this is the deck, and honestly, if you wanted to minimize the deck and play like the bare minimum branded deck, I would say you can cut Tragedy, Albaz. Although I like 3, you can cut it. Cut Mercurial to maybe 1. I like 2, but I would say Cartesia is highly searchable, but you probably want to play 2 of it. These are the most important Bystials in the Bystial lineup. You're going to want to play Magnemite, you're going to want to play Saranir. Saranir is a consistency card and a hand trap. That's why you play more than 1. And we would play more Magnemite if we could. Dramaturge is a sleeper. Underrated. Don't really respect it. Very good on your opponent's turn when it comes to negating special summon extra deck monsters. And not so good on your turn. So keep that in mind. But this plus Rimbrum is 2 interruptions alone. With very little investment. Albion is a consistency tool. Don't play this. You don't have to play this. Play this. Do not craft this card. It is in the Cyber Dragon structure. Get the Cyber Dragon structure 3 times. Don't play Cyber Dragons. But yeah, you don't really need that. Kind of want those. You don't need that. And then explosion targets were Albaz and Aluber, which is like how Konami intended you to play it. But yeah, this is like the core of the deck. Don't really need that either. Super Poly is kind of a must, really. Don't need these. Play it just like that. Really didn't do much. Yeah, you can just play it just like this, I guess. Yeah, put in whatever you want. If you wanted to put in hand traps, your Ash Blossoms, your Maxis. I don't need them, but if you need them, you can, yeah. If it works for me, it can work for you. Yep. Leave a comment down below on any other decks you guys want to see. That's it.